I'm Amy Anderson for the OptionRally News Team. Let's take a look at the last global market review of last week's events and highlights. Google passes Exxon, U.S. jobs disappoints, and stock markets finish the week in the green. Let's take a quick look at what's happening in the global markets now. On Friday, the U.S. stock market rebounded to muster the first positive 5-day stretch after 3 weeks of declines. The Dow Jones rose 165.55 points to 15,794.08. The S&P 500 rose 23.59 points to 1797.02, and the Nasdaq gained 68.74 points or 1.4% to 4125.86. It was the second straight day of gains in what's been a choppy week for the market. Stocks finished the week in the positive territory, but the Dow is still down almost 5% this year. European markets finished higher. Asian markets ended the week in the gains. The Nikkei in Japan was a standout performer, advancing by 2.2% Friday. The index is on the rebound after losing more than 11% since the beginning of 2014. Google passes ExxonMobil on Friday to become the second largest company in the United States by market value. The search engine giant has a market capitalization of almost $395 billion compared to a market value of about $392 billion for Exxon. Apple, worth about $465 billion, is the most valuable company in the U.S. Shares of Google are on a tear, having risen 52% in the last year. Bitcoin prices plunged earlier Friday after Gawk said it was forced to halt withdrawals for consumers. Bitcoin prices fell on the news from a high of $831 to a low of $658 before rebounding to $719. In the foreign exchange markets, the yen continued on its upward trend since early January, with demand growing for the currency regarded as a safe haven investment after it plunged last year, due in part to the Bank of Japan's drastic monetary easing. Analysts say global equity and foreign exchange markets could pick up soon, but others remain cautious about the outlook for Japanese yen share prices and the yen. The euro strengthened considerably against the dollar after ECB President Mario Draghi refrained from announcing any additional stimulus measures that tend to debase the currency. At a meeting of the European Central Bank's Governing Council on February 6, Draghi noted that his colleagues would wait until March before taking decision on whether to cut interest rates further as monetary markets stabilize and the economy shows some signs of recovery. The Pacific currencies have been on the upswing, rebounding on positive data and the weaker US dollar. Both the Aussie and Kiwi ended the week in the green, while the Canadian dollar continued to tank on poor jobs and trade data. On the commodities front, gold rallied a third straight session climb, up nearly 2% for the week as investors mulled the U.S. labor data's potential influence on the Federal Reserve's monetary policy. Gold increased 0.5% to finish at $1262.90. The contract was up 1.9% for the week. Energy prices climbed on Friday as the market shrugged off a disappointing U.S. jobs report, finding upbeat details in the report suggesting modest economic growth. West Texas Intermediate leaped 2.04 to close at 99.88, and Brent North Sea crude gained 2.69 or 2.5% to settle at 109.57. This is Amy Anderson from OptionRally signing off. Follow me on Facebook and watch for our new financial terms of the day and our weekly event news. Have a great week.